Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ English, your favorite UPSC platform across India. Let's talk about a scheme that has once again caught attention. We are talking about the PM SVANidhi Scheme. Although introduced few years back with the ambition of helping the street vendors in India to find a better source of livelihood, to expand their business and to become more economically empowered, the scheme was forgotten from mainstream limelight. But today again it has caught news as the government, inspired by the success of PM SVANidhi, has planned to further extend the scheme in the coming few years. So let's talk about what is PM SVANidhi and why does it become such an important topic for us in GS paper 2 UPSC mains social justice, because yes, we are trying to help the vulnerable population in India, the economically backward segment of India. So let's talk about who are the street vendors or hawkers in India. Now these refer to a broad range of activities which include people selling goods, services, food, non-food sundry items on the road. These are daily use merchandise and they are primarily either sold on the road pavements, on various marketplaces, or simply through a very temporary kiosk or setup. These people do not have a permanent shop because they do not have a permanent license to operate a shop. But yes, they move from one region to another. Wherever they find consumer base, they sell their products. Usually through shanty, very temporary setups. Although it looks like a segment from the informal economy, which it is, but at the same time, it also contributes to India's GDP. Not only that, it also helps taking care of consumer needs for semi-urban, peri-urban areas. Now, if you talk about the numbers, then around 49.48 lakh street vendors have been identified in India in the recent years. It also means that Uttar Pradesh has the maximum of street vending population, followed by Madhya Pradesh at 8.49 and 7.4 lakh respectively. With such a high number of people participating in street vending, the PM SVANidhi scheme came with the promise of allowing the street vendors working capital, which is referred to as loans. Therefore, PM SVANidhi stands for Pradhan Mantri Street Vendors AtmaNirbhar Nidhi Scheme. The word AtmaNirbhar is in news right now as India is trying to become self-dependent even in the fields of defense and agriculture. Here also the government wants that these street vendors who do not have a regular job, they should be provided with some money so that they can scale up the existing business. They can have a permanent shop, they can produce more raw material, they can learn skills like packaging, storing, and marketing, which was also a key agenda of another scheme named as PM Vishwakarma scheme back in 2022. Ultimately, this scheme, announced under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, initially rolled out in 2020. What was the purpose? The purpose was to support those street vendors who had lost their jobs during COVID lockdown. But the scheme was successful because the scheme spoke about financing these people. You might wonder, why does the government need to give loans in brackets such as 10,000, 20,000 and 50,000? Why can't these people access the loans from small banks? But the real reason is lack of institutional credit in India. Now this topic, GS paper 3 economy, is very important. See, in India, there is a segment of rural population which either they do not have any sufficient documentation or sometimes they do not have a collateral security. No loan will be given. No bank shall provide loaning facility to a person who doesn't have adequate documents, who does not have a guarantor, or who does not have any security to offer. While some mutual funds, some small scale rural banks, some private money lenders do that, but registered public banks will never do that. The pure reason here is one, the fear among banks that these people will be defaulters, they will not return the loan. That's always a fear from people coming from the EWS category, the economically weaker segments. Second problem is the lack of credit absorbability. We call this as poor credit absorption among the poor, which means the banks feel that if rural people who come under the EWS category, who have no security to offer, no permanent house papers, if we give loans to them, they may not use the loan for business, they may use it for another activity like medical care or marriage in a family or house construction, which means the purpose of the loan will get defeated. It will be utilized for non-economic benefit. And hence we say that under PM SVANidhi, the government wants to give these people or non-collateral loans, collateral-free loans. They do not have to submit any security. They do not need to invest anything to get these loans. And these loans can be taken from rupees 10,000 to rupees 50,000. Either you can start a better business or you can expand an already successful business. The interest rate is also very nominal, 7%. If you want to repay your loan early, there is no penalty on that either. Having said that, this loan also gives you the provision of a timely repayment. You can use online digital banking. In fact, that's being promoted under PM SVANidhi because these are the people who are known as the unbanked people in India. They have no access to regular banking transactions. And if you remember, I have told you in my Hindu session that now from 2021 onwards, when Niti Aayog has become responsible for measuring the multidimensional poverty in India, lack of banking access becomes one key indicator for measuring multidimensional poverty. It is one of the 12 criteria on which poverty in India is measured. So therefore, these people are multidimensionally poor. Neither do they have a regular income. They also lack the access to bank accounts and saving or any kind of loan facility. That's the target of the scheme, to address the banking needs of the informal sector employees. Therefore, the scheme aims to provide financial support to street vendors so that after COVID loss, they can resume their jobs. They can become self-reliant. In a country like India, where there is population pressure, yes, there is demographic dividend, but a majority of these young people from 15 to 49 years of age are also semi-literate, semi-skilled. We cannot find them job opportunities in the formal sector, whether it's private companies or whether it's government sector. Therefore, self-reliance is the need of the hour. Give them entrepreneur skills. Therefore, this scheme will be implemented by the SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India. The scheme also enables digital transactions through cash back incentives for the amount of rupees 100 per month. For those who want to use digital mode, will be given further rupees 100 per month. Why? Because the government wants today that as a revolution has happened in India through the UPI, through the RuPay, we want now that many more people should be a part of online banking as well. Hence, they are encouraged to do it through the digital platform. Plus, a digital format also secures transparency in the system. There is a reason why schemes like Manrega have also gone online. The government uses apps to see how many people are enrolling under Manrega. Same thing happens here as well. Now, this money can be used by street vendors to make a permanent settlement, to buy a license, to expand their business by buying better raw material, better packaging equipment. This is also in line with PM Poshan. I mean, we know that the communicable and non-communicable disease burden is also quite high in India. There is a massive population in urban India that depends on food sold by street vendors. At the same time, diseases like hepatitis, cholera are very common because of food poisoning. Today, if these vendors are purchasing better raw materials, if they are packing and storing their ingredients better, we are also helping the health security of many more Indian consumers. So it is like one scheme, but it has multiple benefits. Now, with that, let's understand that what is the new news about the PM SVANidhi? Well, the scheme has been extended until March 2030. That's a wonderful step taken by the government, inspired by the current success ratio. The scheme is also being restructured to enhance the amount of loan given to these people. Say from 10,000, we might go and revise the upper limit to 25 or 30,000. Yes, we are promoting digital transactions. Apart from that, we are also promising a better social economic life for street vendors who are living by the road to get their basic income. Ultimately, the objective is very clear. Self-reliance among street vendors, better livelihood opportunities, social justice, better food available to Indian consumers, then formalize the informal sector. because these people who are working in the informal sector, they are a major part of urban informal economy. And time and again, I have told you in the news sessions that although informal sector engages majority of our population, it is also a major contributor to our GDP. And hence comes this PM SVANidhi to once again make a difference in the lives of so many people who need that support. Now on to a prelims question. Consider the following schemes launched by the Government of India in the context of urban development. 1. Amrut Mission focuses on water supply, sewerage and green space in urban areas. Is it 2. Smart City Mission 2015? Aims at promoting cities that provide core infrastructure and apply smart city solutions for quality of life. 3rd, PM Uday Scheme. Unauthorized colonies in Delhi Awas Adhikar Yojana. Is it meant to give ownership rights to residents of unauthorized colonies in Delhi? Last is PM SVANidhi, we just spoke about it. To provide working capital loans to street vendors. Which of the above statements is or are correct? You can select the right answer and let me know what's your response. Before I leave, please do try to enroll for variety of courses on our platform. Why? Because you have a great opportunity to get them at a very affordable price. Until 31st August 2025, we are running the biggest end of season sale here. If you want to enroll in any of these courses, which will enable your success in the upcoming UPSC exams, not only 2027 but also 2028, whether your medium is English or Hindi, you can enroll for all these courses ranging from GS to so many more. And all you need to do is use this code SPLIVE. Okay, so thank you so much and let us know your feedback and suggestions in the comment box.